Hi, media. Thank you for your patience today. Practice went a little bit long today. Always appreciate your patience and understanding on that front. But we'll get started now with Erica Wheeler, and then we'll have Brittney, Sykes, and Coach Fisher. We'll start with Roz.
Hey, Erica, what's up? How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Thank you guys for being on.
Yeah, all the time. Can't wait to speak with you. All right, so I wanted to ask you what it's been like kind of sharing the responsibility, balancing, picking your spots at the guard rotation with you and Christy Tolliver together. How do you guys manage that?
I mean, we still figuring it out. I mean, the roster finished a couple of days ago. We had our first game. We're still in the process of figuring it out, but we have a conversation every day, just about every day, and just try to figure out, what works best for us, talking to Fish. It's a constant conversation. And
what kind of things do y'all talk about? Are pointing out to each other, you know what I'm saying?
In the sense of like, who in game situations, who he wanted to run a point, in transition, things like that. I can't give you the full game plan, but the conversation is getting greater every day. And I think just with time and more practice, we'll figure out exactly what we're going to do. But right now, like, everything is new. So we're just trying to figure out what works for us.
Do you prefer to be, ball in hand? Do you like to be off the ball? Do you like to facilitate more, or find yourself, really trying to find your shot first?
I'm a basketball player. So, whatever my coach needs me to do, that's what I'm going to do. I can facilitate. I can score. I can space the floor out because I can shoot. So just whatever my coach needs me to do.
Thank you.
Got it.
Thanks, Roz. We'll go over to Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Erica.
How you doing, man?
Doing all right. The loss aside, what was Friday like for you? Just putting on the uniform and playing for this organization for the first time.
Me, like I was telling my sister, the loss felt weird. Like I couldn't put my finger on it. But at the end of the day, win or lose, I'm still doing my dream job. Most people not doing what they love to do. I'm doing what I love to do. And also, of course I don't like to lose, but it does feel amazing. But at the end of the day, I'm living the dream, man. I tell them every time I walk in the gym and we pass by security, ask me how I'm doing. I tell them I'm living the dream, man, because a lot of people want to be in my position. So I'm here living the dream, man.
What were you able to see on film from maybe where you can sort of pick your spots or be more aggressive?
Just learning my teammates. We all are new. Everybody is new, and of course we have training camp to kind of figure each other out, and everything is going fast. But just watching film, I saw a lot of things that I can work on. Just being able to be in a better position, take better shots, put my teammates in better position. So there's a lot of things that we went back to the drawing board and just cleaned up.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rashawn. We'll go to John W. Davis with Winsider.
To follow up on what Roz was saying, when you're playing off the ball, what can you do to play with the pace that is going to be asked of you?
I mean, that's just if on the opposite side of the ball, if there's action going on one side, just being able to give my teammates space and occupy my defender so they don't cheat or help, so she can do whatever she needs to do to get to the basket or even make a pass to me. So just being able to be spaced and allow my teammates to do what they need to do.
Over to Megan Hines.
Hi, Erica. I just wanted to ask, how was it the experience being on the photo shoot for the Legacy History Pride and Sparks merch collaboration? How was that with your teammates, and just how that helps with your chemistry as well off the court?
That was fun, man. It was definitely fun. Me and my teammates definitely had fun doing that photo shoot, and then just to be able to represent, my community, my LGBT community. I think that's very important to me, and we definitely had fun doing it. As you can see, the photos were super dope, so it was definitely a fun event.
Time for two more. We'll go to Carolyn Peck.
Carolyn.
Hi, Erica. It's great to see you back on the court. I mean, I remember this time last year and you were still waiting and trying to get cleared to get on the court. What does it mean for you to be able, I hear you talk about living your dream, but to be able to be on the court and have your picture on the side of your mural up there. I mean, what's that like?
Man, there's no words for it, man. You know, all I know is work. And the one thing I do know that, you know, the more work you put in, you know, the shine comes. You know, the outcome is always greater. So I'm just blessed to be in this position. You know, I'm super humble. The billboard is still unbelievable to me. When I rock past it, I'm still like, yo, that's really me. Like, I really worked this hard to be able to get on the billboard. Very few people can say they've done that. So for me, I'm staying nose to the ground and just working. You know, of course, the outside world is, you know, lovely. I love the love that everybody's showing me, but I still got work to do on the court. Just got my butt kicked on Friday. So for me, it's more so, yeah, I know I'm doing stuff off the court, but now it's time to get work on the court.
Last one for Erica. We'll go to Kenya Hurd with Made for the W.
Hi, Erica. It's Kenya from Made for the W. I would just like to know, what are some of the adjustments that you're making moving forward to your game coming up?
I can't hear you. You said can you repeat that?
Yeah. What adjustments are you making moving forward to the game coming up?
Watching film, just really understanding. I think we just had practices now, just really understanding the offense, really just moving the ball and not waiting and second guessing anything. So just being able to move my teammates in the right direction, you know, run the offense and, you know, get us settled to make shots, because we forced maybe 26, 27 turnovers and we didn't capitalize off of them. So capitalizing off those turnovers, because we're going to make people turn the ball over. So just really just adjusting on just scoring, honestly.
No, good. Thank you.
Done. Wrap it up.
All right, please raise your hand in the chat for questions for Brittney Sykes.
Hey.
Hey, what's up? We will start with Rashawn Haylock, play-by-play, LA Sparks play-by-play with Spectrum Sportsnet.
It's all good. You can't see I got mine on too, Britt. Was Friday almost like a hard reset for you all as a team? I mean, considering very competitive training camp. I mean, you played well in both of the preseason games. But with, you know, so much uncertainty around the cuts, this, that, and the other, you know, you finally take a deep breath and then here you go, you got to play, you know, a real game. Was it almost sort of like a hard reset for you on Friday as a group?
I don't think we label it as a hard reset. I just think it was just, we just got to find the chemistry. You know, we said it after the game. We literally formed this team less than 24 hours ago. So you may think that one or two people missing from a puzzle won't really, you know, mess up what chemistry, feng shui, if you want to put it that way. But we are refining it, and we did it today in practice. We've been going over our offensive sets. We know that the defense is there. We continue to work on our defense, but it wasn't a hard reset. It was just one of those things where it was like, all right, we got our found team. This is what we have. This is what we are. Now let's, you know, let's work at it. Let's compete and let's fix it up.
What was the overall thoughts about the pace that you played with as a team on Friday offensively?
We had our moments where it worked really well. We were moving the ball and we were, you know, getting into the open spots and finding an open man. And then there was moments where we were passing up shots and we were missing the open man. So I think once we drill that in our heads over and over again, like to look for tendencies in other teams' defenses, our offense will continue to flow the way we had in segments in the game this past Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rashawn. We'll go over to Spectrum Sportsnet analysts Ross Golden-Lude.
Hey, Brittney, how you doing?
What's going on?
Nothing much. Wanted to follow up on defense with you. It's a two-part question. When was the first time in your career, like when did that first start to happen where you thought about yourself as a defensive stopper? And I only ask that because sometimes I feel like when we grow up, we are offensive stars and then we learn we could play D. And then the second part of the question is, how do you like to prepare for your defensive assignment? What do you focus on?
Oh, I can't tell you the secrets.
I mean, you check the scouting report, like that type of stuff. Yeah.
So the first part, so shout out to Coach LT. I've always been that guard that liked to block shots, but I really wasn't as intentional as I am on defense now or last year. So coming to LA, LT is like defense guru. And whenever you talk about defense, she gets fired up. And to have somebody with that type of energy, that type of belief in her team and belief in the system and belief in me, why not go out there and like use my abilities to the best, you know? And so once I got in contact with Coach T and we talked about defense and I started actually getting stops and I was with a team who had that mindset as well, it was takeoff from there. And then honestly, I talked to Coach LT a lot. She gives me, what do you call those? Scouting reports, but more so like a chart where it shows where they like to shoot the most, where they don't like to shoot the most. Are they better coming off right, left? Are they better coming off left, right? It gets really, really detailed in how I like to guard players, especially the Enriques and the Kelsey Mitchells of the league. You know, those players who get those high volume shots up, you know, I'm trying to contain them as best as I can and try to find an advantage.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roz. Go to Tukney and you win with the LA Times.
Brittney, you had Simone as a teammate last year. Now she's made that transition to an assistant coach. What's that been like? What kind of coach is she?
I mean, money's the same, you know. It's just she's not playing with us on the court. She won't have a jersey on with us, but money has always been that person in our ears, especially the guards. Just talking, if we lack of energy or something, she's that person that, you know, gets in us and fires us up. Or, you know, if you're having a bad practice or you're having a bad possession or something, she's that person that can come over and not really, you know, like baby you, but give you that type of cushion if you feel like you're down on yourself to pick you back up. So Money's been great, and she shares that knowledge of a 4-time champion. So we love it. I love it.
What was your reaction to hearing that she would be making that transition in her career from playing to coaching?
Shocking. I mean, let's be honest. It was a lot of news that day that went off. So when Money's news came across the screen, I was in shock, but at the same time, I was ultimately happy for her because she had an amazing career. And of course, I selfishly would want her to play with us, but you know, that's the route we took. And you know, now she's Coach Augustus.
Time for 2 more. We'll go to Kenya Hurd with Made for the W.
Hey, Brittney, it's Kenya. Hey, I'm out of Atlanta, and we definitely miss you on the Atlanta Dream. How do you feel the pace differs from Atlanta to the Sparks?
I don't know. I mean, I pretty much feel like I can still play my game. Like when I was in Atlanta and now I'm here in LA. You know, it's just a different team, to be totally honest. I still feel as if I can do the things I do. The one thing that I picked up was my defense, but defense is effort. So if anything, I lacked effort in Atlanta and I picked it up when I got here.
Thanks. Last question will go to B. Terrell with Winsider.
Good afternoon, Brittney. How are you?
What's going on? I'm good.
All right. So recently, yesterday, it was announced the partnership with Legacy History Pride and the Sparks, and obviously a portion of the sales going to supporting HBCUs. How does that feel to be a part of that partnership?
I think it's dope. Especially with going to a PWI, it's pretty dope that we get to give back and do something with the HBCU community. So I'm looking forward to all those proceeds going there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brittney.
You the man. Thank you, guys.
Our questions for Coach, we'll start with Roz.
Hey, Coach, what's up?
Hey, Roz, we're thinking about you.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I just wanted to follow up on the games and now practices this week. just, things you're emphasizing on offense, things you saw in the game that you'd like to improve offensively.
Yeah, I think, offensively, we're just continuing to try and emphasize the importance of, after we get a stop or a turnover or, even on a made field goal, really getting out and running the floor the right way in terms of our transition spacing, so that we can then give ourselves an opportunity to read, the defense, read where the opportunity is to either attack right away or kind of flow into, what the next best thing is. And a lot of our challenge right now is blending. If we don't have the right away easy basket, what do we get to next? And, as a coach, I'm trying to kind of find that balance with this new group of how to allow them to still read the situation that's happening before, trying to have them get into something more set that then allows the defense to get set. So early in the season, we're still trying to figure some of those things out, but the emphasis is really on attacking early, and then we have to just get better at, if that quick attack isn't there, getting into some things that everybody can recognize, and I think that'll help us to be a little bit better over the course of the game.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Roz. We'll go over to Rashawn Haylock.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Rashawn.
As it relates to Nia Coffey, what are some, I guess, intangibles, skill sets, traits that she brings that makes her, a valuable piece to, I mean, not necessarily this team, but I feel like every team maybe needs a player like her.
Yeah, no, we agree. We were really, happy with the opportunity to bring her into training camp, because we felt like she was a player that, would have gotten picked up in maybe sooner in free agency, but, we jumped at the chance to add her to our training camp group, and she's done a great job just coming to work every day. And a lot of days just being free and playing her game. Like she's a confident player. And when she plays relaxed and confident and free, like she does a lot of really good things. I think defensively, first and foremost, she's one of a few players that I honestly can say definitely can guard 1 through 4, but even guarding, some centers at times because of her activity level and how quickly she gets off the floor. She can rebound out of her area. She does a great job closing out the shooters. So, defensively, very, very valuable and versatile. And I think offensively, she's continued to expand her game. She's pretty good at shooting mid-range shots. She's made the threes at times, and she's better than most people think attacking the basket as well. But she's still trying to find her way within the way we like to do things here in terms of when to attack, where do I go, what's okay for me to do, where do I need to kind of go, find a home and stay put. So some of these things will continue to evolve, but she's been great so far.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rashawn. We'll go to John W. Davis, Winsider.
Hey, Coach, how has Zowie looked in practice this week, and what difference do you think she would have made on the court for the Sparks, and specifically against the Wings? At times it looked like you could have used a 6'5" player like her inside.
Yeah, no, right. Zowie's still kind of like day to day. Today was her first day, like really, getting out on the court with the group and some of our scripted things and some of our early activities. But she's still improving in terms of her back, and we're hoping that with today being Tuesday, that as we get closer to Friday, she might have a chance to go. But early in the season, we're still going to be cautious. And if in any way we feel like, it would be putting, her in too much jeopardy to play on Friday, we'll wait for another time. But we are definitely looking forward to having her presence on the court, to your question. You know, her length, not just in height, but, you know, when she extends her arms out and or up, she covers a lot of ground. She's a really great communicator. She likes to hold her teammates accountable. And, you know, she has a nastiness about her that we like. You know, she's not afraid to mix it up and get physical with opponents. You know, we're aware of her three-point shooting, and that's what kind of always comes to mind with Amanda. But she's also really, you know, good passing out of those situations when she's at the top of the floor. And you know, she provides that additional spacing that we want to have offensively at times, because you have to close out to her. So it gives our perimeter players and wing players more opportunities to attack the paint. So we're definitely counting the days until we can get her back into game action. But you know, we'll still try to be smart here while it's early and we don't have too many games back to back right now.
Thanks, John. We'll just do one more today. We'll go over to Megan Hines.
Hey, Coach. I just wanted to ask, like, going along with like you guys not having as much back-to-back games lately, you guys have your first 3 games like basically a week apart from each other. How is that working in your guys' favor, and how can it benefit you guys going into those games that will be like back-to-backs down the line?
Yeah, it's a good question, right? It kind of, you know, there's pros and cons. I think, you know, after you get your butt kicked the way we did Friday night, you wish you could play a game the next day or go right back out there the same night. But, you know, when I think in hindsight, having the opportunity to continue to practice and I think form the connection and the bonds that is important, you know, for teams to have, especially with a new group. You know, we have, you know, 8 for sure of our 11 players that, you know, haven't played together before. And even players like Sykes and Cooper, who were on the team last year, but KT and Shanae weren't, you know, with us in Bradenton. So all of the like newness of what we're trying to form and build, like the more days we have a chance to practice, get to know one another, to fail, right, to make mistakes, to get mad and really angry with each other in practices, like that's where the relationships start to form. So we're definitely trying to take advantage of all of these days, because once we hit June and the games start to stack up at a more rapid pace, you know, at that point you're relying on the foundation that you've built, you know, from April the 25th, you know, through May 25th, and then once we kind of head out to Chicago next week, you know, things will start to pick up. So, you know, right now we're focused on, you know, on the Aces on Friday. And then we'll kind of move forward from there and try to continue to take advantage of ways to get better, you know, whether you win or lose. You know, having a chance to get better each day is all you can ask.
Thanks so much, Coach, and thank you, media.